I am Hüsnü Gürkan. Today I will talk about the need for control. Why does the need for control arise? And what is the reason for this? Now, in my life, I was trying to control most things. This is one of my traits coming from the very beginning. It is also in the nature of my zodiac sign. I love to control. I am a Virgo. Virgo is a control-centric sign and loves to control very much. That is why it is a controlling sign. I also love to control as part of my general character. Keeping everything under control. More accurately, I thought this was possible. This started to cause certain things. For example, hair loss was the most frequent physical experience I had. After that, stomach ailments occur. Ulcer and gastritis. I had them for a while. I had gastritis. These are the side effects. Fibromyalgia, migraine. These are the side effects of the need for control. More accurately, it is the body physically saying this. The body says, "Brother, you couldn't solve this problem. We will help you. We are sending you a disease, so it may lead to healing. You will be healed through that disease. That is why we are sending this to you," it says. Of course, we do not understand this. Most of the time, instead of understanding it and thinking about why it is happening, we try to suppress it with medications. But when we think about it now, every disease is sent to a person as a healing. Sometimes there is even something like this in our culture. When someone gets sick, like the flu and so on, they say it is a ransom, or it could be an accident or a disaster. Life is now saying something to you. You want to do something. You want to take action, and I am putting you into action. Or you cannot stop, you want to take action. Or the exact opposite, you cannot stop. When you cannot stop, it says, well, you can't stop, you couldn't manage this task, so I am going to stop you. What will happen? Your ankle will get sprained. Something else will happen. I will stop you. Or you are trying to take action. You cannot take action. An accident or disaster comes, or another disease comes. Something else comes. Life says, I am putting you into action. This is the general operating mechanism of life. It works like this. But they didn't really explain this to us. Quite a lot of time passed until I learned it. Now, where does control fit into this? It is like this. We think we can control everything in our lives. There is actually so much data that within the mathematics of life, controlling these is something like impossible. For example, now we talk about karma, we talk about ancestors. Now, ancestors go toward the past, right? There is no time. We talk about time not existing. Time is not just something going forward, it is a unit consisting of a spiral going backward as well. However, we think that time only goes forward. Now, when you look at it from this concept, karma actually does not just come from the past. It also comes from the future. How will you manage the karma coming from the future? Suppose you manage the one in the past. How did you manage your future? You solved it. You found it. You did something. You didn't become it. I've moved past that too. It could come from other things. It could come from other areas you never knew. It could be in your own life contract. It could be in your structure. A problem you need to solve. There is so much data within life that solving these is very difficult. That is why we think, yes, I will do this for every control, but after it doesn't happen, we realize it. Being controlling stems from a lack of trust. We do not trust the system. We say to the system, I do not trust you. Therefore, I will control everything. I will know everything. Everything will be as I want, and I will direct it. Then it will happen. But it doesn't happen like that. We have experienced these many times in our lives. We have frequently experienced situations in our lives outside of what we wanted to do and what we wanted to be. Now, when we look at these, when we think about these, we actually want to control because we are in a safe zone and because it feels safe. Actually, we do not trust the system. If we trusted the system, we would need to do this. I trust the system, and I leave it to the flow. I have a goal. Yes, I have a goal, but I see every kind of trouble and problem the system brings, and despite this, I trust the system. I am aware that this is good for me, and I go accordingly. This is all we want. You have a goal, you set a goal, and at most, you can only want this. I want this goal of mine to happen with ease. The goal comes before you. In the meantime, you experience many things to strengthen you. You say, well, I wanted it to be with ease, but it turned out like this. It is not like that. On the contrary, it seems difficult to me. Actually, it is not difficult. It is presenting those 3 or 4 difficult steps you would overcome later as more simplified versions, as these states. But of course we see this within life. When possibilities don't happen as we expect, we think it is difficulty, or at its hardest. Perhaps it is the simplified version of that goal, on that path. Is it the same for everyone? No. While someone else reaches a goal, if they reach it more easily, we might struggle more while reaching another goal, while reaching the same goal. There could be many reasons for this. Our structure, things coming from DNA, karma, our contract. There are many possibilities for this. Everyone's test is different after all. They have a test in something else, you in something else, and I have my test in something else. Therefore, the timing and ease of them going to the same goal do not have to be the same as mine. This is not a single unit anyway. This is not a unit of distance to be weighed. That is why I'm calling out to the control lover in me. First of all, it was myself. But thank God I am no longer in control, but in the flow. I intend for everyone to be like this, for everyone listening to me to be this way as well. I also intend for them to be healed. Rather than control, surrendering to the flow, setting a goal and surrendering to what comes. Hearing whatever comes there. There is a goal. You will go somewhere. Yes, I should go. But must I go specifically with the method I said? No. You also need to learn to listen to whatever method or whatever came and act accordingly. Thus, moving away from control and finally surrendering to the flow is actually one of the most beautiful things I will do. Thank you. Good evening.